Hello, everyone. And I am Stacy. I'm 43 years old and I am from New Jersey, but I live here in Georgia. I do have like a vision here. So I also have a partner here. Got it.
I'm from Atlanta. I'm 46 years old. I have a lot of wisdom to share from the greatness that life has offered me through those times. So I just want to share what God blessed me with, man, to others.
So we're here to talk today about our podcast. And one of the things that I wanted to bring to the table was basically our vision. And we're removing all excuses. And removing all excuses means that we're tapping into personal accountability and mindset shifts and empowerment. Um, our vision is to empower people to take radical, practical ownership of their lives by exposing the excuses that hold them back and replacing them with clarity, courage, and consistent action. Through these real stories, mindset breakdowns, and practical frameworks. And basically what that means is holding yourself accountable. That's basically what it means. So one of the things that I want to talk about today is procrastination, because that is one of the major things that hold us back as humans. Like, I can't put that on no race, no culture, no nothing, man or woman. That is a human dysfunction that we tend to go to and we stick on, and we allow that to be the course of our life, just procrastinating on things. So my goal today is basically to break down procrastination. And one of the things that I discovered when it came to procrastination is that we got two systems in our brain that works on that. And that's the limbic system, and that's also the prefrontal cortex system. So when you think about those two systems, like you think about like, okay, stress can cause procrastination. You think about decision making, self control. So that's just mainly putting your thoughts, allowing your thoughts to not be take the best of you, talking to that subconscious mind and and not allowing those negative thoughts to control you. And I
Mhm.
say control, and I'm using control because what I had to discover about myself is that I allowed, my first thought was always negative, like in every situation. And I used to look at a situation, anything that happened, and immediately I went to, oh, well, then that means here go the domino effect. That means this is gonna happen. I'm gonna lose my home. If I don't get this done, then that means the kids not gonna have this. So instead of me looking at the situation and logically thinking like, hey, what do I have control over? What can I deal with? I would take a situation and I will actually put it on a negative side and look at everything that was going to go wrong with the situation. And I just think that in moments like that, we as humans, we kind of just allow ourselves to get stuck in the thought of what can go wrong and not acting on anything. That's why I think procrastination is such a very important topic to discuss, an important topic to talk about, because sometimes we don't even notice what we're doing because we're so used to doing things in a negative bad habit, and we have to actually subconsciously break those habits. Like when I think of my subconscious mind, I think of the thoughts like in my moments of silence, in my moments of, like, if I'm working and I'm just in my thoughts, I think of what I'm thinking of and I'm not thinking of out loud, because those are the thoughts that's in us where we kind of like damage ourselves. We kind of self sabotage ourselves because, one, like, how many people are really sitting there telling themselves on a everyday basis like, you're enough, you're able to accomplish this. No, we're actually going to that negative thought of like, oh, I'm not enough and I can't accomplish this and I can't get this done. So I kind of want to just break that down for people and allow them to know that they have the power within themselves um to activate a positive thought. And instead of feed it into a negative thought, let's start questioning that thought. Let's dig into it so that way you can learn more about yourself. So what's your thoughts on that? Since I gave you my perspective on procrastination, what's your thoughts on that?
I'm gonna say this here. I'm gonna ask you one question, and
Okay.
to sum it down. Without speaking of God, what's the purpose of life?
Without speaking of God, what's the purpose in life? I think that's a very good question, one that I've never been asked. So it made me think immediately. My first thought was to be happy and be at peace. But be honest. That was my first
Mhm,
thought.
mhm. Okay, what does that mean?
So if I had to break down to be happy and be at peace, that means that I want to live a day where when I walk out into the world that my happiness is actually servicing others. And that might sound crazy to most, but it is. Like I love to give somebody a rose, if you want to put it in that terms. Like, and when I walk past people, my goals in just saying hello to them is to be that light for them, because I don't know how many people have walked past them today and didn't even utter a word to them. So I hope in my hello is actually giving them a light, so they I don't know what they're going through. And I think this is something that my grandmother shared with me years ago when I was a young girl. She's like, you never know what somebody's going through, and you may be the last person that passed someone and they make a decision on their life. So ever since she told me that, it challenged me to be the light for somebody, because I don't know what you're going through. Me passing you on the street doesn't tell me that you're in a place of suicidal. It doesn't tell me anything about you. So I don't, because I don't know that, I want to be able to give that to somebody. And when I speak about peace, that means that I'm going to manage my life in a way to where I'm not going to allow what anybody else got going on or life situations to disturb my peace in my mind.
Okay, so my response to that is going back to self-esteem and self-worth. So
Mhm.
self-esteem comes from what others think about you. Because if I give you compliments and I tell you this and tell you that, you
Mhm.
make me feel confident about yourself.
Mhm.
So a self-worth is my purpose in life. What
Mhm.
have I decided that I want to get out of life? You
Mhm.
know what I mean? The life
Mhm.
I've been given, what do I want from it?
Mhm.
And two, what am I capable of? And we
Okay.
all know our strengths and our weaknesses. And we have to accept that.
But let me ask you this: do we really all know our strength and our weaknesses?
Yes, we do. But we continue to look at other people's lives and thinking that we can have that. Some of us will never ever be millionaires. And you know why? Because if everybody was a millionaire, who you gonna have gonna work for you to help you become a millionaire?
Agree.
So we need people that's workers so you can be a business owner. Because if everybody's a king, who gonna be the carpenters? Who gonna be the, you know what I'm
I
saying?
agree. I
Yeah,
agree. I
yeah, but
agree with
we
you there.
all but we all stuck in this fantasy land and we want to accept reality. And so now we put too much pressure on ourselves that's not even needed. But once we get that understanding, stay grounded and focus on that. And
Mhm.
then once you do that, then you'll start being able to reap the benefits. Because I'm gonna say this here, I'm using this for an example. And I told my family this last night. So I said, say if you was able to create your own universe and you could create your own people, what would be your people's purpose? Because don't forget, every creation has a purpose.
Every creek. Mhm.
We was
Let's go
created
with
for
life game. Okay, let's go with it.
yeah, because we was created for a specific reason. And the reason it was God seeing how great he was, how divine he was. He said, I'm going to create man in my image and my likeness and my will. Your priority is to do what's your strength and accept it.
Yeah.
And because everybody can't be Elon Musk. You know what I mean? 'Cause
Right.
Elon Musk sacrificed a whole lot. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And they was saying that he shouldn't be the first trillionaire. People worried about his money, his pockets because of what he has accomplished. This man got rockets going into outer space. He got Neuralinks, things to help cure all time disease. I think the reason we procrastinate is that a lot of us don't understand our true purpose, or we don't want to accept it. I-
And that's what made me ask you, do you really believe that everybody know what their problems is? Because for me, I think the number one thing to help people grow is accepting what your problem is. I don't think
Mm,
everybody knows. I don't think
mhm,
everybody can see themselves for who they are. And just like you said, it's because they don't want to accept it. Some of them may see it, but I don't think everybody really see what their problem is. That's just like when you think about I'm trying to think of a really good example here. Like when you think about a womanizer,
mhm,
he don't know that he that. In his mind, he is who he's supposed to be. He is the man and he is calling the rules. He is doing what he's supposed to do. That's even for a woman. When you look at a woman and she doesn't want to accept that like you're abusive. Like your verbiage, what you say is abusive. And I don't want to throw anyone under a bus or make anyone feel less than, but quite honestly, I talk to a lot of people in 30 minutes of a conversation. I can almost tell like, I can see what your problem is, but I don't think you accepted it yet. I don't think
mhm.
you realized it yourself. And how can you fix something that you don't know? But we live in a time today that nobody wants to be true to the person that they love. Being true to me says to me that you're going to tell me my flaws because you love me enough to love me through my flaws. And loving me through my flaws is helping me recognize them, helping me see them. Whether I agree with you the first time you voice it to me or not, I think the seed that needs to be planted is me letting you know what that flaw is if I see it in you, because I love you enough to not be that way. So that's just my view on that.
Even when you go to psychiatrists or even you go to church,
Hmm.
they don't want to fix your flaw. They don't want to show you how to conquer life. They want to put a band-aid on it so you can keep coming back and needing their assistance.
Glory be to God. Not even 20 minutes ago, my
Mhm,
daughter, who is
mhm,
18, walked in my room and said to me, "Ma, I think I put a band-aid on what is deep rooted and hurting me."
mhm.
Like just said those words. I just had to put that out there because it's powerful that she even just said that. Like,
Mhm,
that's exactly what people do. I don't want people in my life that puts a band-aid on anything. Tell me my flaw. Tell
mhm.
me what you and it could be what you think of me because I need to know what you think of me. Not saying that it matters. It doesn't matter, but because you think that, I need to know that because then that means I can take it for me and dissect that in my life, see if that is me. And that way I can discover who you are for me in my life. But I can't deal with people on an everyday basis when you putting band-aids on what you think.
I'm not gonna pacify you, and I understand you might not pick up as fast, but
Yeah.
Imma give it to you real. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Because a weak person would kill you. Weak person will bring you down.
Yeah.
A weak person will drain you so low to the point where you almost give up. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? If
Yeah.
you're not strong enough. Why you think God give us all these trials and tribulation? Because he want to separate the real from the fake. Once he end all this, he want the ones that stood strong and two, the rest gonna perish.
Yeah.
So matter of fact, you can't save everybody.
You can.
Everybody ain't meant to be saved, and everybody ain't gonna be saved. The ones who you tell the real and they get angry or mad and get in their feelings, let their ass get in their feelings and go about their business.
And go about their business. Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But to the ones that cry and say, you know what, you right, and they willing to accept it, those the ones you might have some type of hope.
Agree.
And you really accepted it.
Yeah.
Those people, man, that really is aiming to get better.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
understand that there are certain issues that they coming to get help for.
Yeah.
They're not coming to get validation for their BS. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Right. Because I think procrastination is the biggest downfall in humans. One, we
Mhm.
sit on thoughts, we sit on ideas, we sit on speaking up, we sit on just giving somebody what God already put in your spirit to tell them. And we just don't want to be obedient and say those things. Why?
Yeah.
We're afraid what somebody might think. We're afraid what somebody might feel about me, or they're gonna stop talking to me. Well, guess what? One thing that I've learned in life, because I always was the person who needed the phone going. I need my phone ringing. When I hang up with you, I got somebody else to talk to.
Yeah.
I never ever saw Stacy as the
Mm.
woman who look at the phone like, so don't nobody call me. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't nobody want to talk to me no more. But I
Mm.
had to realize that that's how God gave me my peace.
Mm.
Like, I people that come to me, people that call my number, it's because they need a good word and they want a good message. That's really what it is. But anything else that I'm not entertaining, that I'm not giving my distraction to, because that's what it is, a distraction, I don't have time for it. And I think that God has aligned my life up in places to where I can remove a lot of distractions. And so now I'm able to hold myself accountable for whatever I don't step out on. I'm able to actually sit back and pray and talk to God and actually hear him respond to me, because I don't have a million distractions, a million people giving me their opinions, a million people have me questioning what I know me and God already talked about, but because I keep sharing it with all these different spirits and all these different souls who's not aligned with me, I'm second guessing my life. So I think that the biggest problem and the biggest issue with people is that, they destroy themselves by sitting on what they know God has for them. That's why, and to me, why I question, does everybody really know? And most people may not know, but when I talk to, like, especially our youth, when I talk to our kids and I have conversations with them, it's just, I'm sorry, they don't know, and they need us. Like, they need, somebody like me and you actually having a conversation with them and letting them know about things that they shouldn't do in life, or steps that they should take in life to get them further in life. Why? Because we already done walked the road for them. We already done went down the well for them. We already done dug ourselves in holes that we gotta crawl ourselves back out of. So I think the blessing and the pleasure of life is being a blessing to the next. What they say, um, passing it forward. Is that how they say it? Like, oh,
Yeah, they say it like that.
I'm a pass it forward. Like, let me give you a gift of life. I remember when somebody said to me, and they told me a guy just I was randomly having a conversation with a guy about my boys, and that man said to me, he said, I'm gonna give you a gift. Random conversation. He said, when they get it, they got it. He's saying you ain't got nothing else to worry about. They're gonna blow your mind. And in that moment, it gave me so much peace because it made me remember, hey, you trust the all high and mighty. So one thing you got is hope and faith fighting on your side. And you know the strength of the Lord. And you know, as long as you put the right words out there for them children, it ain't nothing that they doing right now today that's gonna discourage their future and where they gotta be. But everybody got to walk that they got to walk. It just gave me so much peace. So now I don't have no reason to even stress about that. And it's just moments like that in life that I just admire about people. Like, I like talking to people and conversing with people because I don't know where God gonna give me my gift at, and I want them because I need them. I need my gifts.
Let me throw this at you, see if you can catch this.
Okay.
All right, check this out. You just said that some people might not be able to see what God got in store for them, right?
Okay. Uh huh.
First of all, it's not even about seeing are they ready. And the reason I say are they ready is because your kids, when they finally leave your house, and every week or every Sunday they got to call mama. Mama, I got this problem. Mama, I got this problem. And what made me think about this and when you say I call on God and ask God. Yeah, right now in your growth. But when can God step back and let you be like him? When is he gonna be able to say, I'm gonna give you what your calling is because you ready to walk it without having to always turn to me and say, God, what I do next? You already got the power to do everything you need to do.
Agree.
When are we gonna be able to stand up and be the true divine creation that we are and really move in the path where we can obtain what God already has put in place and be able to maintain it? Because you're gonna tell your kids, hey, you got to figure it out because I ain't gonna be here always. You're gonna have to be able to stand on your toes
Yeah.
and walk it and live it and be it. I've
Mhm.
told you everything you need to make it. Even too in the book of Job, when God stepped back and took his hand off Job and let the devil do his thing, Job stood 10 toes down. He didn't
Yes, he did.
bend, he didn't break, he didn't do this. God gave us the keys. We the reason that we got to keep calling and asking for help because we lost connection when we decided to try to do our own thing. Now,
Yeah.
too, we can do our own thing, but that's not the reason why he created the world. Now, he gave proper instructions on how it should be lived because he know the best way.
I do have a question there.
Yeah.
So when they say pray without ceasing, right? To me, that means I'm going to pray through everything. I'm going to go to God. So my question to you is that me going to God and asking for help all the time because I do that?
I think it's I think it can sometimes be lack of faith.
Interesting. You got to break that one down for me because that let me tell you why I okay, so when I think about anything that I do, like if I make a decision that I'm okay, if I'm about to start a new job, before I go into this job, my prayer is God give me the voice that I need, be ahead of everything that happens today, be ahead of um every conversation, be ahead of every email. Like, so for me, it's not me in my mind. That's not my lack of my faith. That's me allowing God to be ahead of my life. So
Mhm.
I need you to break that one down. That's deep for me. I really that's deep for me.
Jesus knew who he was when he was born, right?
Mhm.
But Jesus even went to the synagogue and he learned from other pastors. He even studied. He took advantage of the different tools that God put in place because
Okay.
he knew who he was.
Mhm.
We sit there and we'll say, well, God, I need help with this interview. I put everything in place for you already. Are you doing some previews with someone to help with your speaking skills? You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Are
Right.
you improving yourself to be the best? I gave y'all this world. I ain't got nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
What Jesus said in that boat, he said, what you asking me for?
Right. Right.
You
Right.
got the same power. And when you believe that and you know who you really are, you ain't got to go back and keep questioning and saying, God, I hope I get this. If you know what you're capable of doing, you know it's gonna happen regardless.
So what I'm hearing is change your words because just like what you just said, they asking for help. Before I go to the interview, my mindset is once I get the interview, I got the job. That has been my motto since my 20s.
Mm,
All I need is the interview. So me praying before the interview is not me asking for help. So they need to change their way of speaking and what they're
mm,
looking for. Because before
mm,
this interview, I'm not asking God really for anything but to be ahead. Like, I need you to be ahead of this. We are in this together. We doing this together. We're stepping in there together. But I'm not asking him for help because I gotta go in there and speak. In my mind, I already got the job. So
You don't think they're asking for help?
I don't think that's asking for help. I think that is prayer for I don't think that's asking for help.
God, be there with me. You know God there with you, he gonna bless you and do something. So yeah, that's asking for help. It ain't nothing wrong with that. But matter of fact, asking God the Almighty to come to the interview with me. What you expecting? If he come there with you, what you expecting him to do?
I'm expecting him to be there in the room. That's just that's me like for instance, I may call you up before I have an interview and I'm like, "Hey, like you said, coach me through it. Like help me. This is what the interview about. Ask me a few questions to give me to make sure that I have the right mind. But why does that mean that I mean, yes, I'm asking you for help, for guidance, but that's just to strengthen my strength. I don't think that's me coming back for you because I have lack of faith or because I'm worried about anything. For me, that's just building onto my strength. So in my mind, my me using God or me going to God before anything that I do is me having that confidence, hey God, you with me. So what should I say? That okay, that's where I'm gonna go. Thank you, Lord. What should I say before I walk into that interview with God? Or should I say nothing because I already done had this conversation with him?
I've did it before. The job mine when I go in here.
Right.
Period.
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 I'm
Period.
with you. I've done said it a million times and got the job all the time. So I'm with you. But you got to break this down for me because now it's making me question the root of me. So now I gotta hear this.
Okay. When Jesus told Peter, extend your hand out
Hmm.
and you step on this water and walk. What did Peter do? He started looking around and he got nervous.
It did.
You know what I mean? And he lost lack of faith. If
Right.
he had just stepped out and took Jesus' hand and stepped in that water and believed of who he was,
Yeah.
Jesus even said himself, there will be some to come do greater works than I.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he said, I am just of who you are. I just come to show you who you are.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We both come from the Father. This is who we are. This is your world. I gave you this. The same way people tell you your body, your choice, that's your body, right? So
Hmm.
matter of fact, this is your world. God gave it to you. And if you play the game how it was designed to be played, there's nothing that you can have that's in your best interest.
Right.
Or that's what's best for you. Sometimes you can have stuff that's not even good for you if you play it. Because the thing about it, even if you have a bad child, you still gonna let them eat. You
Right.
still gonna house them and provide for them. So even people that don't go along with Jesus' ways, he still allowed them to be able to reap the benefits that he instilled in the world already.
Agree.
They just more confident in who they are. And church has made us real weak too. No, I will say that. Because the
Okay.
thing about it, cause we'll be like, man, man, I was in church one time. I'm gonna tell you this story here. So, especially the older people, they be like, ask God for this. Ask God before you go, to the store and drive that car, ask him to pray. So me, I'm like, what? I said, so I'm supposed to ask God before I go in to burn the building to save somebody. He said, yeah. I said, that's stupid. I said, man, that don't make no damn sense. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Cause I'm doing what I'm supposed to do if I am a child of God. I ain't got to think about that.
Yeah.
You, you feel what I'm saying?
I do. You did not listen. Your analogy is working, baby. So speak.
Accept who you are. If
Hmm.
you is a, if you really believe that you were made out of God's image, of course you're not God Almighty.
Yeah.
But if I am a king's son, I am a prince, so I hold power too.
Yeah.
He got the universe. He got all that. But he said, this is y'all. Y'all got dominion. So matter of fact, a man has, he's take care of women, he take care of the world, he take care of the water, he take care of the food. I'm supposed to make sure y'all comfortable and secure and well provided for. So even going back when I was telling you about that, we tell women, well, you should have picked a better man. But this woman is just being what she's naturally was created to be. And she was created to trust in you and be a helpmate and then believe in what this man is saying. You shouldn't take advantage of this person. So
Yeah.
since this woman, has been put in the set of mind to believe in you, so now you want to mistreat her. It's just like you just said a minute ago, a guy might not know he's an abuser. That's a
Yeah.
damn lie. That's a damn lie. Know what I mean? That you power tripping over this lady. And this
But what?
person,
Okay. Go ahead.
yeah, go ahead. What you been saying?
Now I was gonna say, but what about the young boy that's growing up watching his father do that, and he think that's the way? So what I say to him, he
You
know
know what I'm
that he right. He know that he wrong. I just don't think that they know.
Now the dad should teach, the mom can do her best,
Yeah,
but sometimes life will show them, or they would just get a bad hand dealt in life sometime. And that's unfortunate because it's the father's fault.
yeah,
Period. You
period.
know what I mean? Period.
Agree.
You know what I'm saying? Because you want to walk around and talk you the head and you're a king and all this kind of crap that people saying these days, and
Yeah,
they don't understand what the hell they talking about, really.
right, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that
They
is
don't
very true.
understand what comes along with being the king, man. Because if someone come and try to take your house or your village, who the first one to die?
King.
No, the king. You know what I'm saying? When everything is going bad, or when people need guidance, or when people need help, man, you on call 24/7.
Yeah,
I mean, you responsible for everybody and everything that's in your domain, that's in your area, whatever.
yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah.
So,
I agree.
they're kind of like a preacher that leads people wrong, and I hate that happens. And then we turn to God and ask God why this happens, and God say, "I gave this to y'all, man. So if y'all keep coming to me, then you don't have free will. Y'all really just want to be robots, really, for what I see. Y'all can't be like me if you keep needing my help."
So, what do you say to uh praying without ceasing? Because I truly believe prayer works. So, what do you say to that? Because
Prayer
now
work
we
to
off
help.
we kind of off of procrastination. You got me digging deep into this prayer because I am a prayer, so I got to hear this.
Now, prayer good to help build confidence. Know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? It,
Hmm. Hmm.
it's good to help build self worth,
Right,
self esteem, self worth.
right, self work, right.
But when are you going to be able to be that princess that God created?
But
When,
why not? Because
when,
I pray. Because I
when?
pray.
No, no, I didn't say that. Ain't never wrong
Okay,
with
you
saying thank
did,
you.
you did, but I'm asking.
When I pray, I say thank you for my life.
Yes.
Period.
Yeah.
Period. Everything else I handle. Period. Because I know who I am, who created me, and where I come from.
Right. I do.
So if that helps you, that's fine. But when you just wake up in the morning and you go take charge because you know of who you are and you make the best decisions, because before we do something wrong, even time before we do something stupid, some tell us, man, don't do that. You know that don't make
Yeah.
no damn sense.
That is very true.
So when we start listening to our inner God, that God is still in us, we'll be able to accept what God has given us. You feel
So
what I'm
you don't
saying?
think that's a mini prayer, a mini conversation with Christ?
When?
When in the moment of you making the decision to do right or wrong, because I think that voice that just told you that was wrong is God. You don't think that's who that is?
No, that's your inner compass that you were designed for. That's just like when you create a machine, you're gonna put everything in that machine that it needs to operate.
Right.
So
Right.
basically, you're gonna give it this. Okay, I'm gonna break it like this: when you create a robot, let's say we're making a robot,
Right.
you're gonna get that robot every design it needs for it to know to go left, right, up, down, and all that. Whatever you created to do, that's what it's gonna do. You
Okay.
see, too now they making the robots well, they can download other information, but it can always stick to its original design, or it can start accepting the download the information that it's getting to.
Mm-hmm.
We allow it to get outside information so it can at least be more wiser and be smarter.
Right.
So when it come across other robots, it can tell it, "Hey, I found out about this information, and the question you ask me, you don't want to do because it's going to take you here." You
You're
see what I'm
right.
saying? I'm able to guide the ones that may be curious or who may not be as mentally capable of
Right.
of understanding certain uh wordings, or even certain, you remember sometimes you read the Bible, you have to have somebody kind of interpret it for you. And
Interpreter
you be
work.
like,
Yeah.
man, what is this talking about, man?
Right.
And then sometimes I've done it, I hold up, put it down, man, I don't understand what it's talking about.
Right.
But then like the NIV breaks it down a little better. I found one called the Good News Bible that really breaks it down.
Yeah. I like
But
that one.
we all have something called common sense. That's what's a gift given to us by God. We all have a moral compass, but we choose to turn it out. because we lean more on self-esteem than self-worth.
Mm.
Because we worry more about what this person believes or what this person think or this image we trying to portray, or I should be living like this and I should be having this. I've been working 20 years and I'm barely getting by. I got this little apartment. I'm okay, but why I can't have this? Well, maybe if you did get that, man, you won't stay grounded with God. Maybe you'll lose your mind and really get out of your true divine connection. I truly believe that if you really understand who you are, you won't have to keep checking in all the time and asking God, but God, let me know this. And basically, like your son, like even you tell your son, how many damn times you gonna ask me the same question, man? You know what I'm saying? You already
And
know
you're
that.
right. You are right about that. You're right. We do
Um,
say that to our kids.
and what you gonna tell them? Damn, you don't trust my advice?
Yeah.
No, then why you keep going this direction? I've told you
Yeah.
the right path to go.
Right. But that's people that pray the same prayer.
Hmm.
So I guess what I'm hearing is um once you know who you are and your life is aligned with Christ, your prayer should change. Your prayer should not be the same as if I'm asking for something and needing something. It just should be, God, I thank you for giving me this. But
Hmm.
that's what I'm getting out of what you're saying.
Yeah, and that's cool. You know, to give God thanks. But he don't need it. No, I mean, he didn't create us to worship him. He already said that. Your best worship to me is to do what's best so you can have heaven on earth. We was created never to die. He showed us grace by giving us death. So we wouldn't have to continue to be going in this bullcrap that we have created for ourselves. When God had gave us, as Genesis said, when we first got put into the Garden of Eden, he really left us alone and said, just don't touch that. And y'all enjoy this. I holler at your peace. See what I'm saying? Know what
Yeah,
I mean? So he came in to check on us. He said, man, what you know what I mean? How you know you was what you man, what y'all done did now? So so y'all wasn't satisfied with what I left for you?
yeah,
Not knowing how to follow instructions. So now we keep going to God and we keep asking, God, is this the right move? God, please let me understand. Am I doing right? God, if if this the right man for me, uh, please let me know. First of all, have you had sex with this man already? Yeah, God, I did. Now, why would you do that and get married this man? Or two, you didn't at least give him enough time to see if he was there for you or not.
yeah,
You see what I'm saying? Now, two, you necessarily don't have to marry. But let this man know, look, I don't want to hear nothing about no sex. I don't want to hear nothing. I want to get to know you and you need to get to know me. What your head is, what your life about, what you look for, what your goal. Let's get that under and do that may take a year. That may take 6 months. And if this man asks you 2 or 3 more times about something you said you don't want to discuss, you know that ain't the man for you.
right.
No, we know the answers and we keep going back to God. So eventually you don't think God said, man, I don't want to hear this no more, man, get out my face.
I think over time, yes, when he realized that you're being a joke to yourself, yes.
Yeah.
I definitely, that's when you get those people who feel like they lost and they haven't heard from God. Well, he already answered you. So baby, he can't answer that question no more. It's clear. So I do agree with you there. I think that the only thing is I guess because I'm a prayer, it almost sounded like you was challenging me and telling me not to pray. And I'm like, well, I'm gonna pray. I'm gonna talk to my God.
Ain't nobody said don't pray.
I know
I,
you didn't. I know you did. I am not trying to put words in your mouth. You did not say
yeah,
that. But
yeah.
when you were saying it, it's like, is he trying to tell me not to pray? Because I'm gonna pray.
Mm, nah.
So I just really wanted you to break down what you were saying. And it does make sense. I think that we do get lost in asking God for the same thing over and over and over again. That's that actually combines with procrastination, because with procrastination we do the same bad habits over and over again and think that we're going to get a different result, and we're not going to get a different result because we haven't done anything different. So when you go on to God and you asking God for the exact same thing over and over again, well baby, I already gave this to you. So if you ain't figure it out, I don't know what else to do here. So I know I followed you, but I wanted you to break that down for me because I just wanted to make sure that you weren't telling me to stop praying. Cause I'm
No, no, me when I pray, I really can't say praying. I just get with God and I think about his true greatness, his true love, man. What he's really, really like. I've actually seen his works, had
yeah,
dreams that were so divine, like really know that there's a God for real.
yeah,
So I'd be ashamed when I go to him and I'd be like, God help me with this. I'd be like, he slapped me in the head. Oh, get your butt up and go do what you're supposed to be doing as a child of God. And if you truly represent me, why you scared? Why
why
you
you
don't
scared?
feel that you can have that? Why you feel like that's too high for you to accomplish? You know what I'm saying? What are you
Yeah,
doing? You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? What are you scared of? You know what I'm saying? What are you procrastinating about? You-
yeah.
So too, that's really an embarrassment. That's really a shame to him. That's just like someone last name is Rockefeller and you still around here poor. Like that's a shame. That's
That last name.
insignificant. You know what
I
I'm saying?
understand.
That's the only thing that I really was saying is that uh it ain't nothing wrong with giving thanks to God, man. It ain't nothing wrong with even going asking for information if you still growing. Because some people haven't elevated to that level yet. So
Right,
like if you on that path and you still, you know what I mean, it's growing and you still building your relationship. Like you got some people, man, that's so advanced that they actually can heal. Like, you know, they actually have tapped into their true spiritual being, man, where they way more past us. You know? And
right.
I hope I can get there one day. I'm trying to figure out what, but it's all about taking the time and the discipline, take the time to meditate to get to really understand and get connected. And it's a lot of time you have to invest into that to get to that level too.
I agree.
I'm talking about true separation from all BS,
Mhm.
TV, certain TV shows, certain man. You have to really cleanse your mind, man, from
Yeah,
all the corrupted crap that we still look at sometimes.
yes. Me
For some of
taking
the
off.
people that we're around,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Um, all that stuff, man. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like that's a real
yeah.
true discipline that you got to get to that level.
No, I completely agree with you with that. I
Yeah.
completely agree.